Maybe I need to go over there.
Over there!
What's up? This is an amazing park. Loads of people doing their steps in the morning, walking their dog, and here I am on my electric skateboard being lazy. But I'm here to tell you that your step count doesn't really matter as much as you think. Oh. Man, it doesn't matter where I park. There is always bird poo in my car. Actually isn't that heavy, but yeah, so step counts don't really matter. Well, at least not as much as how people make it out to be. Let me explain. So there's been a lot of hype surrounding step count, and it's only been since the last few years that it's been such a big hype. Even things like technology integrates it. I remember that when I was a kid, and I think it was Red Nose Day or some Walker's event crisp campaign thing. I know it sounds a bit ironic, right? But they were giving away these free pedometers, and they were these teeny tiny little digital squares that you clip onto your trousers, and it will literally only count your steps. Now it's all about having Apple Watches, Fitbits, rings, you name it. So step count has been, I guess, drawn a little bit more to your attention. But here's the thing, your step count only tracks your steps, but it doesn't track your activity outside of that. I know you're probably wondering what this is. This, my friends, is... I'm trying to help to resolve this echo in my room to give a much higher audio quality, and this is the phone that I'm gonna use. But basically I complained and said, well, the tracking number doesn't work, it hasn't been delivered, and it turned up today. And then, but before that happened, I already ordered some more foam, so now I've got another one, and then I have another one as well. So now I've got like 3 kilos of foam or something like that. So I think, you know, it should be enough for this room. Maybe I'll put some on the ceiling, but we'll see. For example, you might be a builder, your day job is highly active, but your overall step count might be low. You could be painting the walls or stripping the wallpaper, sanding the walls. All of these movements are what your step count doesn't track. All are examples of NEAT or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now that this is done, I need to get myself the wood for the frame and also go to train, which also isn't part of your NEAT, but it is activity. And I've been going to a few different gyms lately, and I must say, being a walking distance away from one definitely removes the barrier to going. But today, driving to train with Ben.
Done.
That was enjoyable. It's always nice to train with someone. I've had my fair share of training partners, and now I tend to train a little bit more on my own now, but it's difficult to align times with people as you get older. But now it's time to finish off this panel. It's actually pretty sturdy. What your step count does do is that it gives you a rough idea of how active you could be. It provides you with a rough estimate of your NEAT, so your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, your activity outside of exercise. If you're someone who works from home, an office, and in general doesn't do any building or lifting or carrying, then perhaps tracking your steps might be a good idea. It gives you a reference point of how much you've moved. So if your step count is down, you probably should move a little bit more. Or do what I do and try to make something and then realise that you don't have the tools, so you end up spending hours and ages and effort doing it again.
Done it.
Out of order.
No. Oh.
It's available till 5 p.m, sir.
Is the person actually in?
Yes, till 5 p.m.
Yeah, alright, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. We have until 5 p.m. Let's go! Quickly, mark down what these are.
It's fresh, it just landed.
Where I park, I always get shit on the car. Oh, I'm gonna buy the lottery because
Yeah.
the timber merchant's not here and I've got a shat on.
Yeah. Nothing ever goes smooth.
That poo's pretty smooth. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a van next to me as well. Like, it could have pooed on him. I was eating a sandwich in school, and you know them seagulls that are always in the school, right?
Yeah.
And I was holding it like that. It was like some tandoori chicken, and it had that, you know, that yogurt.
Oh no.
The yogurt,
Look what you saw.
the yogurt mayo thing, and
Yeah.
it shat right in the middle.
Oh.
Sometimes it has that like garlic herb kind of
Bits.
like, yeah. That poo had that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that slight tinge of green. It was warm. I remember it was warm.
Ew. Did it get on your hand?
You shat at me like that, right
Yeah,
in
but-
the middle of the sandwich.
Yeah,
That
so it
is
didn't get on
grim.
you. Yeah.
That is why I don't like sandwiches.
This is B&Q take 2.
We made it, though.
We made it.
And the timber is working. Timber
Yeah,
cut.
there's someone cutting.
He's not ill.
Careful. Oh, that one's a bit cross. That one's chipped. You have to pick the dodgy one. This is what happens when you're a midget. It's okay. But you need to figure out how much to cut it for.
I don't know if it's...
Oh, you dented it, bro. I ate it for the 3rd time. It's a little bit shorter for some reason. Oh no, no. It's...
Can I take one of these?
No,
No?
no,
But this is chipped.
because I've discounted them.
Oh, did you
Oh.
count them? Oh, okay.
Go on, take one.
I'll swap one.
I
swap
saw one. Yeah, he took that.
Oh, no, I never said that one. No.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, it's not laid out in the same
No,
direction.
no, it's fine. Yeah, I have to put them tidy because I'm going to put more on top.
Bob, do you want it exactly the same
no,
direction?
no, that's being picky.
No, some people got OCD. You know?
For help.
Colleagues have received your call.
I need one cheese. Overall, tracking your step count isn't a bad thing. Just like weighing yourself daily isn't a bad thing. In fact, a common trait for those who tend to maintain a lower body weight and body fat or do 8 to 10,000 steps daily. It's just that you won't always have a super high step count despite having a very active day. But if your day is spent sat in front of a computer all the time, then perhaps your step count is something that is extremely valuable to you. But use it for what it is. Like everything, there are flaws. Step count is just a great reminder and a reference point of how much you've moved. It isn't the be all and end all, just like body weight is for fat loss. Just because you didn't lose weight today doesn't mean that you haven't lost fat. And just because you haven't hit your step count doesn't mean that you haven't been active. And the only way that you can make fat loss a long-term thing is if you find ways to incorporate activity into your daily life. Move a bit more and you'll be surprised at how much faster you'll lose fat. And the moment of truth, it's done. This has taken me far too long, but pretty good. I'm really happy with it. So I'm gonna hang this here. This is supposed to reduce the echo, so hopefully it does, but I now have maybe another 5 or 6 of these to make, so wish me luck and hopefully next time you'll have a little better audio. But that's me out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you took some value from it, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and if you didn't, then feel free to triple tap that like button.